Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A answers type of video leading up to The Walking Dead Season 6. In this one, we're going to be starting with giving my thoughts on the kind of paparazzi type film TMZ video of Chad Coleman, of course, Tyreese from The Walking Dead, going berserk on the subway. This will be Q&A part 14. Okay, and if you guys have not seen the video, I'll put the link in the description so you can go ahead and check it out. It is on tmz.com. And, this was one that people asked me to go ahead and comment on, so I decided, I'll do it briefly in a Q&A. And the reason why is because I'm not supportive of what paparazzi do or TMZ or, what they do. If you know anything about paparazzi or you've ever seen the movie, what's a good movie is Nightcrawler, featuring Jake Gyllenhaal, and it gives you a good insight into kind of what the side of things it looks like from people who are paparazzi or who do that as everybody's got to make money. Everybody's got to pay the bill at the end of the month. Pay their rent. Everybody's got to do their thing, and some people can get pretty desperate. TMZ, of course, they have people that film and they get a hold of all kinds of footage. Now, this footage right here, there's so many unknowns about it. It's hard for us to comment or kind of give thoughts on it because, first of all, you don't know who took the footage. If it was just on it looks like maybe a phone or something. You don't know, if that person sold it to TMZ or how that worked or what happened with that, or if he was just somebody that worked for them. It didn't seem like he's somebody that would work for them or that kind of thing. So maybe it's just a random happenstance that he sold to them afterwards or something for a small amount of money or something for the video. Who knows? There's just so many unknowns we don't know. It says that below in the description that they contacted him. We spoke with Coleman, who told us he heard a guy and a girl on the train talking, trying to figure out where they knew him. He says the guy told the girl, "We don't know that N-word," and that set him off. As for the screams about humanity, he says he was referencing the problems in Baltimore. Do we even know if any of that is true at all? No, we don't. We don't know for sure if any of that is true whatsoever. So this is a tough one for me to kind of comment on because it's kind of a he said type thing, and we know TMZ is out there what they do. We know their business. We know what they do, and they will say things to try to get a rise out of people. Things like this. So was it was it the person who was recording prior? Did they see him, notice he was drunk or something, and kind of prod him, poke the bear, so to speak, until they were about to get mauled? There's a Walking Dead quote for you guys. You prod the bear, eventually you're going to get mauled. So we don't know. We don't know. So in terms of my opinion on it, obviously Chad Coleman did a great job as Tyreese in The Walking Dead. I think he's recognizable, but of course I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead. So if I personally saw him, I would ask him for an autograph. But yeah, if this is true, if that's what Chad Coleman actually said, that somebody said that, the subways and stuff are pretty tight. Some people sometimes think someone might not be able to hear them, and maybe he did, or maybe he was just so drunk he thought he heard something that he didn't. It's pretty crazy, and then he kind of, went a little nuts about it. It's pretty crazy what's going on right now in the States and Baltimore and that with the riots and all that. And they say also that he was referencing the problems in Baltimore. Again, is that totally true, or did somebody actually say that and he kind of wanted to give him a little shit for it? Now, of course, also with actors, actors they have a very unique skill set. They can go from 0 to 90 like that, right? So, and of course with his, the scene with Rick at season 4, the beginning, when he finds out that Karen's dead, and he goes berserk in that, right? I'm sure he practiced that lots of times. So it's kind of something when you see an actor do something like that, they could just be flipping that switch and just kind of doing what they do. It's part of their skill set that they can do that. I've seen certain people do that before in different careers, such as gym teachers and stuff like that. I had a gym teacher one time that would do that. And then after you go in the hallway and you kind of chill and be like, "Hey, how's it going? How you guys doing? Okay, cool." Go back in and mad dog everybody. It's a strategy sometimes. So I don't know if maybe he heard that and he was trying to prove a point to them, or he was trying to do that, or if he was just wasted and it just kind of was bent up aggression and it just kind of came out. But, that's pretty sad if that is true, that somebody actually did that. Until we look at each other just as people, we're never going to see each other as on the same playing field. If people look at someone as this race or that race, or they, this kind of thing, it's just sad that we still live in a world like that people would just randomly say that, because he's definitely recognizable. The Walking Dead, the amount of views the show gets is in the teens of millions, every episode. And he was in the show for a very long time, was one of our core front characters. So, it's tough for actors and actresses, just walking around in public where you have people who could potentially be saying things to them to try to egg them on, try to piss them off. We've seen that before with Kanye West and other people like that. It happens, or was it just a random happenstance? Who knows? So that's about all I can really say about it. It's just that it's sad, because I do truly believe that Chad Coleman is a good person. From what we've seen from him, he seems like a really, really good person. So, but yeah, if you say things to people and then, what do you expect? What do you expect? They hear you, you shouldn't even think it, let alone even whisper it or say it. It's not right. So he also says too some things at the end here that I thought was pretty interesting. If you look close to the end of the video, about 2 minutes and 45 seconds or further, he says, he's just kind of talking. I don't know. He's not really talking to anybody in particular. Maybe he's just kind of going nuts. Maybe he got a little heated or he was a little wasted. It says here he says he wasn't drunk, but to me, he looks like he's obviously intoxicated with something. But who knows what his life's like and how much sleep he's gotten and that kind of stuff. Because if you look at the ending of what happened to him in The Walking Dead, for us to watch, it was really dark. But for an actor or for people who do that, they dedicate their whole lives for years to that job or whatever it is. And if they tell that kind of narrative, like he's even talking about here about ugly ass stories that no one wants to see, well, maybe they do. But he's talking about what he does, and that he wants to tell stories that help people try to move forward. And it sounds to me positive. So I'm interested to hear it. Did part of the character of Tyreese in the show, did he have an influence on that and on making him kind of a more positive and trying to be more of a good guy character in the show? That's interesting. A lot of these details haven't been released publicly, so you don't know. But it sure seems like it when you hear him say that. I wonder if he's talking about that. He's also going to be on a new show called Expanse, the Expanse, which is coming up soon. He's main cast for that as well, 2015. So, is he referring to The Walking Dead by ugly ass stories? I don't know. Maybe. But, that's got to be tough when you put years of your life into something and you think about the possibilities of how many seasons and that, kind of tugs on the heartstrings a bit there if you're killed off in such a capacity that he was, which was super dark. And, if you look at his character throughout the show, he pretty much just gets tortured the whole time and, saves a few characters, gives Noah a good piece of advice, but it doesn't really help much. Helps him go on, but not like Noah survives either. But his main thing, as he said in the series, was he saved Rick's baby, saved baby Judith. So the character lives on in that narrative in that way. But yeah, I just feel really, just after seeing the video, I feel sorry for him, and I hope that everything's cool with him. I'm sure it will be. Being an actor is a lot of pressure and stuff, and that must be tough no matter where you go, to have people like kind of looking at you a little different, and you thinking, does this person know me or not? And you hear something like that, maybe you're having a bad day. It can happen to anybody, can set you off, and you can just say, F it, I'm just going to give this guy a piece of my mind, especially if you're drunk. So there's kind of my thoughts on that. Let's get into a few more of your guys' questions. Hopefully everything's cool with him. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. I wanted to just kind of give my thoughts on it. I'm not a big fan of paparazzi or about that kind of thing. So I almost didn't even bother to make this a comment. But I felt like I should, because he's a Walking Dead alum. So, we should, I feel like I should. I would do it for others, so I should do it for him too. He was a big character in the series. So we'll do a few more questions from you guys. We'll go ahead and answer a few more. That was the main thing I kind of wanted to touch on in the video for you guys, in case you're wondering kind of what I thought about it. So there it is for you. Next question is from Jake Cooper, and he says, "Hey Trev, great top 10 worst episodes video. Do you find it odd that Norman Reedus said Still was his favorite episode to film?" He also said that the scene from Them at the end was his favorite out of all of season 5. So I don't know. That's odd. Maybe he looks it up on the internet afterwards to kind of just out of curiosity to see what people thought about the episodes and which were rated the highest and which were favorites and which ones weren't. Because it seems he's kind of picking the ones that were everybody dislikes the most, or at least most people did. Not everybody, I shouldn't say. Most people dislike the most, and they're his favorites. So I don't know, man. But yeah, still his favorite episode to film. Well, one thing about it though is that maybe he enjoyed filming it a lot because it was kind of cool that they got to go to, what was it, like a golf course and stuff, and he got to use the golf club to kill zombies, and he got a lot of time that episode. It was kind of like one of his episodes, where he was like the front runner, main character with Beth. So yeah, so that's why I would think, but it must have been difficult to film too as well, because you got a lot of that emotional stuff in there as well too, and when they're talking and stuff, when they're drinking and all that, which is funny. But yeah, I don't really know what to say about that for the Jake. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I almost think he's just doing it because he's just saying those are his favorite because he knows everybody kind of dislikes them in a way. And I think it's true. If he says he likes them, then it may make people reconsider because he's Daryl, of course. So true. So, but yeah, it's not the first time he's done that. He's done that before too. Said this was his favorite or that was his favorite. When it's kind of common internet community in Walking Dead community that some of that is some of the weaker stuff in the series. So anyway, take from that what you will. Next question is from MagnusRobert, and he says, Carl versus Lizzie, who is the deadliest kid if they were to fight to the death? Great one. Yeah, I'd have to go with Carl for sure. Carl would take out Lizzie, even though Lizzie is pretty twisted and sick. I don't think Carl would hesitate. Even back since the season 3 finale with that kid from Woodbury, when he was getting busy eyes, Carl just shot. He didn't hesitate. So I think if it were to go down and Carl would know what was happening, Carl would take her out for sure. I think he's got better aim too, because he shot Shane one shot. Same with that kid, and he's a pretty tough kid, I think. Yeah, for sure. Plus, I think he's older, isn't he? Well, I don't know, but he's bigger, that's for sure. Next one's from Aron WH, and he says, "Hey Trev, I recently saw an episode of the TV show Castle, and in this episode, both of the actors who played Martin and Gareth in The Walking Dead were in a band. I thought that was really funny and wanted to let you know. Keep up the great work." I didn't know about that, man. It's always funny when you see them in different stuff, and either one of them. Not that I'm a big fan of either character, so I don't really care. It matters who the character is. A lot, because like, for example, with John Bernthal or some of the others, David Morrissey, I found the characters amazing in the series, so I like to watch other stuff they're in afterwards. But Martin and Gareth, not quite so interested because of, they're cannibals in the series, so I'm not fans of them. So, even though I like the governor as a good bad guy, Martin and Gareth are kind of too far. They're too far. I'm not that, I don't really care to watch that, but it's funny to hear about. I don't watch Castle normally, so I wouldn't check that out. Okay, next one's from PGA Spilici. And he or she says, "Hey Trev, not sure if it's a fake, but did you see the new promo for season 6? It's Glenn puking in the bathroom, having Noah flashbacks. Man, I hope he didn't get bit while fighting with Nicholas." No, I didn't see that. I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know if that's a clip from earlier on in the series that's been put in to try to be the season 6 trailer, but it's not official, that's for sure, unless it's a deleted scene or something that I don't know about. But I haven't heard anything about that, so I'm guessing it's probably an older scene, because I think there's some puking scenes from Glenn prior, aren't there, from earlier seasons? Pretty sure. Anyway, next one's from Sean of Doom 98, and he says, "Hey Trev, could you do a live Q&A hangout this summer? That'd be sweet, bro." I'd love to do that, man. Like a live Q&A hangout. Last time I tried, though, I couldn't do it live and see the questions. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that, and maybe do some experiments first, test it out first through another smaller account. Because last time what happened was I tried to do it, and there was this big lag, and I had to restart a couple times, and then by the time it ended up in the YouTube channel, people got so pissed off that it was not proper, and they flagged it, and then it got taken down, and my account got striked, and then I had to email YouTube to say, "Hey, listen, I was trying to get the live streaming Q&A feature to work. It didn't work this time," and so they removed the strike. But yeah, it was a whole fiasco. So I really don't want to get involved with that again. Even though I would really like to do a live Q&A hangout with you guys. So maybe I'll do some testing, see if I can figure out and have everything ready prior this time, and then just do it all, at once for you guys. And I'll do one more question. This one's from, actually, I'm not sure who this one was from. It says, do you think we will see a romance between Francine and Abraham? And then in quotes it says, damn, Rosita is much hotter. So, no, I don't think so. I don't see that happening. No. So that's my answer for that one. So anyway, I'll leave it there for this Q&A video for you guys. Let me know what you think about all the questions and about the situation with Chad Coleman as, of course, the actor who did play Tyreese in The Walking Dead. And just let me know what you guys think about everything there. That's it for this one. If you guys like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, favorite it, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left, to go ahead and subscribe. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you for the next one. As always, it's Trev. Saying peace later, guys. See ya.